With all of the information about this current outbreak, it seems very clear what's going on. And the unfortunate truth is, I'm not sure if they're going to speak about it until it's already taken dozens of lives here in the States or in the West, because seemingly it has already taken a Texas couple's life. Obviously we don't know that 100% yet, but with this new information that we have, it is rather suspicious, if not all the way conclusive. Last night, on a Texas local network, they interviewed the father of the Fiji couple, Michelle, her father, and he stated that he's concerned that they are hiding something, and he just wants answers, which is extremely understandable. The problem is, the CDC and the World Health Organization are out there, and what it looks like is there is suppression going on. It looks like they are trying to prevent a mass panic, but while doing that, they are also putting multiple lives in danger. Thousands, if not more, lives in danger. And on top of that, we now have articles coming out about the border and how some people from the Democratic Republic of the Congo have been let into Texas from the border. I do want to speak on that, and what I'm going to say about that might upset some people, but you really need to understand that this is actually what's going on. So let's just go over the information we have right now. Okay, I want y'all to listen to the newscast that was done by the local station in Houston that interviewed Michelle's father. And there is a critical piece of information that most people didn't catch. I have actually spoken to one of the family members. I'm not going to say who, but let's just listen to that, and then I'm going to explain what part I find very strange.
Fort Worth couple while they vacationed in Fiji. Earlier today, I spoke to Michelle Paul's father, who says the heartbreak is made worse because he isn't any closer to finding out what happened to his daughter and his son-in-law. In pictures, Michelle and David Paul seem to be a vibrant young couple. Those who knew them say they were the parents of a 2-year-old boy and were in good health, which is why there are so many unanswered questions surrounding their deaths as they vacationed in Fiji late last month.
I don't know when this investigation will be done.
Mark Kalanog is Michelle's father and says his daughter and son-in-law died days apart from each other after falling ill and seeking treatment in Fiji. The couple lived in Fort Worth. David was an engineer at Lockheed Martin. The company saying in a statement, quote, "All of us at Lockheed Martin share our condolences with Mr. Paul's family, and they remain in our thoughts and prayers." Mr. Kalanog says he's been told the flu was ruled out as a cause of death, but not much more information.
So the flu has been ruled out. A lot of people are saying, oh, there's a bad flu going on in Fiji, this, and that. Okay, well, it's been ruled out, all right? And I'm not showing it to y'all because I don't want to get a copyright strike on this video. So,
has been given.
You know, my daughter is dead. I really would like to have a conclusion, but I want to have the knowledge of
happens next.
I hope is to find out what's going on at CDC and identify if it is a virus that killed them or any other reason why they died. And I need an update, I need a closure right now.
In the meantime, he and his wife have custody of their grandson. He says while the uncertainty surrounding the deaths looms, they must focus on looking after the 2-year-old boy.
Getting depressed will not bring my daughter life again, but we have here a 2-year-old grandson that needs all the care that he needs. So we got to have the right strength to do this.
Okay, this is the part that I want you to listen to.
Their efforts by the World Health Organization, they say they are continuing to investigate. The CDC has also joined in their efforts by the World Health Organization. We're told at some point the bodies will be cremated and the remains will be sent back to the U.S.
He says they were told that at some point the bodies will be cremated and sent back to the U.S. Who told him this? Because from the family member that I spoke with, they said that they have not planned on doing that. They were told that standard protocol is if there is a virus or something that they are of concern with, then at that point they would probably need to cremate the bodies. But that hasn't been made yet. The decision hasn't been made. They haven't found the diagnosis yet. The family member told me that they were still waiting for the tissue samples to come back, which is true. They don't know what's, well, that's what they're saying. I mean, I'm not saying the family members, I'm saying that's what the CDC is telling them. So why would this broadcaster even put that information in there, honestly? Honestly, like, just think about it. He's doing this really heartfelt piece about this beautiful couple and how heartbroken the family is, and then he added that part in at the end. Why? Why was that added in? I don't feel that it was necessary for part of the story. All it did for me was raise questions, because if y'all remember the patient from Dallas, the Ebola patient in 2014, they had to cremate his body. That is the safest way to dispose of Ebola patients. I hate to even say it like that, but that's the safest way, because you are still contagious even after death. But not many other viruses are like that. So why is this being made into a focus point? Especially when the family hasn't even made that decision yet. In my opinion, they are priming the public to say, oh, to put it out there like, oh, that's just normal practice. Or the family, those were their wishes. I'm not saying the anchor knows. It's just probably what he was told. And, you know, he's reading off his script. And he's probably not even questioning it. I'm sorry. But I feel that that is a crucial piece to this. I'm still waiting on a reply. I asked some other questions of this family member. I understand that, you know, they are going through a lot right now. So if I do get any updates and if she says it's okay, I will share any other information. But now we have the Gateway Pundit and other organizations putting out information saying that we have all of these immigrants coming in from the Democratic Republic of the Congo that may have been in contact with Ebola. Supposedly there has not been any cases. But if you've been watching my videos, you know that Ebola can lay dormant, apparently up to at least we know of a year, because there was that woman in Liberia that infected people a year later after she had it. But let me read what's going on here. According to sources in Texas, U.S. Border Patrol agents have apprehended illegal agents crossing into the U.S. from the Congo. There currently is a deadly Ebola outbreak in the Congo. Well, we've known that for 10 months now. And only now it's becoming an issue? Only now. We haven't had a travel ban or anything. And I'm going to explain to you why this is. Travelers to this area could be infected with Ebola if they came in contact with an infected person's blood or body fluids. That is possible, but it looks like it may be airborne. Then it goes on to say the UN was urged earlier this week to ramp up Ebola prevention work in the Democratic Republic of the Congo to the highest level of emergency response. Well, they actually said that they wanted to consider it a global situation. And then we have Brian Colfage told the Gateway Pundit that the We Build the Wall organization was told of these developments earlier this week during the construction project near El Paso. Okay, why is that crucial? This part is going to upset, as it should, many of you, all of you. I feel, and I've felt this for a little while now, and how things are rolling out, it looks like I'm correct in my thinking. For whatever reason, I don't know who or whatever, but they're allowing this to happen. I don't know who they are. I'm not going to make any conjecture on that. But the election is coming up next year. And this is how it's going to roll out. If you vote for a Democrat, then you're allowing open borders, and your kids are going to die of Ebola because they're allowing immigrants to come in unfettered. And on the Democrat side, they're going to say, if you vote for a Republican, what are you going to do without children that don't have any health care? So a vote for either side is a vote for dead children. That is going to be their platform. And they are 100% running it out that way. About a week ago, they did an article about Ebola is affecting children 5 years and younger. This is how psychological operations works. Psychological warfare, political warfare, if you want to use it that way. And that is exactly what they're doing. I would love to say that this just is crazy. Crazy to say. It's just crazy to say something like that. Well, then how come for 10 months we've known how bad this outbreak is? Well, let's even just say 6 months, because that's when it started they started seeing that, holy crap, we cannot contain this. Did they put a ban on travel? Did they even warn people? There are flights coming in and out of the Democratic Republic of the Congo into France every single day. And then they come to New York. I've already showed you that in the CDC's own documents, they all but say that it is airborne. If you haven't seen that, I will put the link to my playlist to all of my videos at the end of this video, and you can just click on that and watch all of them so you can get caught up. This is horrific. They aren't even warning anybody. And even the UN and all these other places, whether you like them or not, it doesn't matter. They're saying, hey, this needs to be elevated. You know, they're not getting enough funding to even deal with this. They're not getting enough help, or all of these situations. Even the money that Taiwan wanted to donate, 95 million, I believe it was denied by the World Health Organization because of forces between the trade war of China and the US. That is ridiculous. That shouldn't even be a factor. But that's what's going on. And so now, after all of these months of people very well coming here from the African region or even anywhere else that could have been infected, because if they sat on a plane, somebody else got on a plane, they still did not put out any warnings. And now all of a sudden they're ramping up the warnings and blaming it on the migrant situation. Is that a factor? Well, of course it's going to be a factor. But is that the actual reason? No. They're using it as a political football. So if you still believe that anybody with an R or a D next to their name is going to save our country, you need to really think about this. I'm not blaming any particular person, but it's very obvious what's going on. Even if we put everything else aside, everything else, why would they not even make this an issue? What, just a travel ban? Why wouldn't a travel ban, even a warning, be put out? Nothing. And that's why states' rights are so important. Again, I'm going to do an entire video on that. But the only way we're going to be able to even start to fix this is within our local and state governments. The national level is a circus, and they want you to stay distracted with all of that. And now it is taking lives. Alright, y'all have a wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe. And with the current YouTube purge, they put out a new thing today that they're going to be deleting thousands more channels. So in the case that I am on the chopping block, you can find me at any of the links that I'm going to put in the top pinned comments of this video. Alright, y'all have a wonderful day. Bye guys. You can check out the current outbreaks on the Global Incident Map Tracker. Just Google that and it should come up that way. I think climateviewer.com also has one. And then there is one specifically for Ebola, which is the Ebola outbreak tracker. But this one is more up to date, like I feel it is, for everything.